trecem acum de la îngrijirea părului la tunsoarea celebrului fizician Brian Cox, absolut unică, stil care l-a și încadrat în categoria persoanelor atipice, un rebel îndrăgostit de fizică, dar și de muzica rock. Faimosul profesor Brian Cox va ajunge în aprilie la București cu spectacolul cunoașterii intitulat Horizons, A 21st Century Space Odyssey. Astăzi vom difuza a doua parte a interviului pe care ni l-a oferit în exclusivitate.
We have the next question that goes to the human existence. Is there any meaning in that, in our existence?
I talk about this in the show. I mean, if you think about what the word meaning is, what is it? Well, meaning exists in the universe because it means something to us. So it's obvious that meaning exists. But I think it's a property of complex structures like human brains. So it emerges from these remarkable structures that we all carry around in our heads. And so again, to go back to that point, if the universe, if the Milky Way galaxy is filled with microbes, which would be remarkable, you know, microbes on Mars, or microbes on Jupiter's moon Europa, or anywhere else across the Milky Way galaxy, but there are no complex living things at our level of complexity, I would argue that this is the only place where meaning exists currently, and it's local to us, and it would be temporary in that case. But what does that mean? Does it make it less or more valuable? I would argue it makes us more valuable.
What particles you think we are built from? Are we stardust?
Well, we are, in a sense. I mean, actually, the hydrogen in the water molecules in our body was manufactured very shortly after the Big Bang. But you're right, the oxygen, carbon, iron in our bodies are the heavy elements are made in stars. But then you ask, well, there are building blocks of those things. They're made of protons and neutrons, and the protons and neutrons are made of quarks. And then the quarks may well be made of something, but we can't tell. So that our biggest microscope, such as the Large Hadron Collider at CERN in Geneva, I mean that we can't see any structure to quarks. So at the moment we assume that they're the smallest things that exist. They're probably not. So experimentally they might be, because we can't see any. We just don't have a big enough microscope. But we strongly suspect there might be building blocks below that size. And also, by the way, and I talk about this in the show, we're beginning to think that there might be building blocks of space and time through our exploration of black holes. But I'll talk about that in the live show.
And now a more down to earth, let's say, question. What's your favorite song?
My favorite song, at the moment, as I said in the show, and we've done this show with an orchestra, by the way. Okay. There's this music, Strauss's music, Zarathustra, which was famously the first minute was used in 2001. But the other 20 odd minutes of it, I didn't really know it, and a friend of mine suggested it to me. And it's based on Nietzsche's book, which was written in the mid-19th century, which is. Nietzsche said, how can we justify our existence when faced with the unlimited power of nature? And the music is an exploration of that, and it's exactly what my live show is an exploration of as well. So it's a tremendous piece of music that explores these deep philosophical questions about the meaning and value of existence. So I know that's not the kind of song you meant, but I'm going to say that anyway. I'm going to go with Richard Strauss's Also Spoke Zarathustra.
Another down-to-earth question is like, what's your favorite dish?
My favorite dish? I am. Oh, it's such a great question because there are so many. I mean, I'm looking forward to coming to Romania because I like different food from different places. So I would ask you actually, what would you recommend that I eat?
I think we have great food. We have great cuisine and we have great dishes. I really recommend sarmale with polenta. You should try that.
Right.
And you have an open invitation from us, right, to go out for dinner and eat really good Romanian food, because we are, yes, known for that, but I'm sure you will enjoy it, and you will enjoy your stay in Bucharest because you have visited almost every corner of the planet. I'm watching your shows, by the way, all of them. What is your favorite place on Earth?
Oh, I mean, I loved filming, sometimes some of the more difficult places to work are the ones that make an impression on you.
Yes.
And so we filmed in Ethiopia twice, and it made a huge impression on me. It's a very beautiful country, beautiful people, actually, remarkable people. But it's also this idea that came into my mind when I was there, that this is the Rift Valley. This is the Rift Valley of Africa, where we came from. It's where we evolved, and it really affected me, actually. And I know it's sort of mixing a country and a culture with an abstract idea. I found it quite a powerful experience. So I loved Ethiopia, and I also loved I love the Arctic as well. So we filmed recently in Alaska, a place called Denali, which is, by some measure, it's the highest mountain in the world if you measure from its base to the top, because you can see its base. It's not like the Himalayas. Everest, it starts high up, right, as a mountain and goes higher.
Yeah.
But Denali is enormous. So it's this sort of spectacular glacier and mountain, and I love that. I like the cold.
Thank you so much, Professor Cox, for doing this, and for your interview, and for your time and your friendship and your openness. And I will always be your fan.